Man versus machine. Robots are taking over jobs once held by humans, threatening the nature of most professions. It's actually incredible. An estimated 45% of all occupations have the potential to become automated. That is a staggering statistic for most people. But my next guest says he is not panicking. Joining me right now is the CEO of Genpact. He is joining us right now. Tiger Tyagarajan joins us right now. Tiger, you say the increased use of AI in the workforce will actually create jobs.
It will, and we are seeing that in the beginnings of that already. So the landscape of the way work gets done is changing. So obviously the landscape of skills are changing, but as a result, new jobs are getting created. I just want to take us back to 30 years back. Photography used to be about chemistry. And how many of us were actually doing photography ourselves? We would go to a photographic studio. Today, all of us use digital photography. The amount of digital photography that gets created is 1,000,000 times more. And it's used for all kinds of things. The same thing is going to happen with AI.
Yeah, but not right away. We got to get trained for this, right? What does a steel worker know about AI? What does a bus driver know about it? I mean, how are we going to get trained for this?
So here's the interesting thing, Maria. The world of AI is going to be where man and machine have to interact together. Of course, there's a whole need for STEM and math and science and computer science and so on. But I think we should not underestimate the importance of relationships and connectivity and human emotion, which I think is going to rise. And we are seeing that rise as the machines rise, because man and machine together is where value gets created.
Right. So if you had, the retraining obviously is a big issue. Yeah. We've talked about it for years. But if you had a college-age person, right, now all else being equal, I know there's a lot of variables here, but if you had a college student, you were speaking to them, they said they didn't know what they wanted to do, like many college students, what would you say?
Two options.
Okay.
Go for computer science and math and STEM and all the rhetoric that we see in the newspapers, which is a great idea. But you do what my son did. Liberal arts, politics, history, government, understanding human behavior, how organizations change rapidly, and agility, because all of those are also important.
What does he do now?
He works for consulting. He's a consultant.
So I'm a professor at a liberal arts school. That's music to my ears. But let me challenge one of your assumptions.
I'm so glad.
You talked about 30 years ago in technology. 30 years ago, technology was relatively dumb. It certainly wasn't the kind of machine learning technology we have now, which can teach itself and which can do the analytical work that we thought used to only be human work. That's what people look at, I think, and say, there's no place for me. If my brain isn't the main thing, if that's not a competitive advantage, what's it going to be then? It's certainly not my muscle power.
So, Brian, the reality is it is scary. Everyone is scared. I'm scared. But to approach it not as an optimist, I think, is wrong. Because history has shown that human beings are clever enough and creative enough to figure out answers that we can't even imagine today. And we see that in microcosms. At Genpact, when we work with clients in the high-tech space, I'm talking about the high-tech industry, new jobs are getting created, which on the face of it you say, but machines could do this. But machines only deal with 98%. And the amount of stuff that has to be done still requires human beings to add the last 2% and then change the way machines work.
Well, and I think what you're saying is we have to get a lot more comfortable in our careers with a lot of movement, more creativity, more entrepreneurship.
And adapt. Adapt constantly.
But are these new jobs being created in some of the same places where the old jobs are going away? That's been something we talk about a lot, that you can get retrained, but if there's not a new AI job near a coal mine in West Virginia, what do you do?
So, Marie, it's a great point. Not only is it a new place in terms of geography, it's also the same workforce, because no longer is this change a 30-year change, it's a 3-year change. And I think the responsibility, therefore, lies with corporates like us. It lies with governments, communities, colleges, etc. But it also lies with the individual. The days of saying, I learned for 20 years and work for 40 years is over.
You said that having a 10-year plan is an outdated idea.
Oh, that's a very outdated idea. As a company, I think having 10-year plans and 10-year strategies only work so far. You've got to have a constantly evolving strategy, and you've got to almost be an evolving, adaptive organization. And that's the ones that are going to be really
What about
thriving.
As a political figure to make a promise to the people in those areas that, hey, I can bring your jobs back or I can restore what used to be? Is that a false promise in your view?
That's a tough question, because you still have to stand for elections, you've got to win. And there is a period. The problem with all of this is there's a 4-year period and there's a 5-year period, etc. So that's a really, really tough act. And it's one of the toughest things to do these days.
Are there any jobs that are safe from AI and sort of machine learning?
One would have thought.
Morning television.
Live TV.
Hi, good morning, I'm Alexa.
Right. Well, listen, I mean, you don't have emotion with robots. I mean, what about that emotionally type job? Just give us the jobs that are safer than a checkout counter, which can just be done robotically.
So emoting with patients, emoting with a customer who's going through pain in their mind, emoting with someone who's going through a life-changing event because they met with an accident, and while their claim is being processed for an auto insurance claim, it's not just about the money. It's about, can you emote to that person?
Okay. So that's what I'm saying. So it's emotion.
One would have thought artists are protected, but I thought I saw something in the morning.
Yeah, we want to take a look at this. The latest artificial intelligence from Microsoft is a robot who can draw simply by humans explaining an image to it. Wow. So just explaining it, and this robot drew this bird.
Isn't it similar to the fact that 40 years back when I was a kid, I could not make music, but my son knows how to make music, even though he's not a musician, because it's so easy using a computer to make music? I think the same thing is going to happen to artistry.
Will there be a time when there are more robots than humans?
Yeah, there will be. Just as there's a time now when I don't know if you count all connected devices, they certainly exceed.
Now, that's probably true today.
It's already true.
You're going to have nightmares all weekend now.
Can you connect the dots to immigration real quick in terms of, do we need more workers?
I think in general it's good to have economies that actually can leverage talent across the globe. Obviously there needs to be a method to it. I think I can understand that. But I'm a big proponent of diversity of talent, diversity of intellect, diversity of thinking. I think creates value in the world.
All right, we will leave it there. Tiger, it's great to see you.
Great to see you,
Thank
Maria.
you so much.
Thank you.
Tiger Tyagarajan joining us there.